catch him quick. "Would you like to see my pet white mice, Ian?" asked Alice when Ian came to tea one afternoon. "Oh yes," said Ian. "I'm not allowed to keep pet mice, but I wish I was. I do like them." "I'll get mine. They're called Bubble and Squeak," said Alice. "I'll bring them up to my playroom. You wait here." She had soon brought the 2 white mice in their little cage. They were so tame that they ran all over Alice and Ian and twitched their little pink noses as they sniffed about here, there and everywhere. "Oh, I do wish I had 2 lovely little mice like these," said Ian. "I really do." After a while, Mother called out that their tea was ready. "We'd better put the mice back in their cage and go," said Alice. "We'll play with them again afterwards." The 2 mice were quickly put back into their cage. Alice swung the little door shut and latched it. Then they went downstairs to have their tea. But Alice hadn't latched the door properly. It swung open and the mice were easily able to get out. Squeak didn't want to get out. She was always afraid of cats when the playroom was empty, but Bubble was much bolder. He ran out at once. The toys had been very interested in watching the 2 mice while the children were playing with them. Now, when Bubble came running out, the sailor doll sat up in a hurry. "Catch him quick, he's escaping. The children will be very upset if they find him gone." "Catch me if you can," said Bubble, and scampered about the playroom floor. The sailor doll chased him. The teddy bear tried to head him off. The curly-haired doll tried to trap the naughty mouse in a corner. But the mouse was much too clever to be caught. He ran here, he ran there, he laughed at the toys, and not one of them could manage to catch him. "There he goes! Catch him quick!" shouted the sailor doll again, as the mouse rushed out from under the couch. Off they all went after the mouse. Just as they thought they'd finally got him, he slipped away again. "Can't catch me! Can't catch me!" he called. The sailor doll stopped, out of breath. He thought hard for a minute, and then a big grin spread over his handsome face. He whispered to the bear, "I've got an idea. I'm going to hide behind the curtain when no one will see me, and I'm going to make a noise like a cat." "Oh, sailor doll, that is a good idea," said the bear. "That will give the naughty little mouse such a fright. He will go rushing back to his cage at once." The sailor doll slipped quietly behind the curtain, and then he began to mew. "Meow, meow, meow, meow." The mouse stopped short at once and looked around anxiously for the cat, but couldn't see it anywhere. "Meow," meowed the sailor doll, trying his hardest not to laugh. The mouse gave a squeal and looked at his cage. Dare he run right across the floor to it? Would the cat catch him as he went across? Well, he must try. He scampered across the floor, and the sailor doll mewed again. The scared mouse turned aside and ran into the doll's house. The little front door was open, so he got in easily. "He's in the doll's house. Quick, shut the door," yelled the bear. "You dolls in the doll's house, shut all the windows. Quick, don't let that naughty mouse out." The curly-haired doll slammed the door of the house shut. The tiny dolls inside the house shut all the windows. Now the mouse was well and truly caught. He couldn't get out. He went to a window and peeped out. "Where's that horrible cat?" he said, twitching his nose up and down very fast. Nobody said a word. The mouse flew into a rage. "I don't believe there ever was a cat. I didn't see one. I do believe it must have been one of you mewing, not the cat." The sailor doll giggled. He really couldn't help it. Then Bubble knew for certain that a trick had been played on him, and he scampered up and down the little stairs in the doll's house trying to get out, but he couldn't. What a furious rage he was in. He was so angry that he scared the tiny dolls, and they had to get into the bedroom wardrobe to hide. Then Alice and Ian came back into the playroom. They went to the mouse's cage, and Alice gave a small scream. "Oh no, the door of the cage is open. I do hope the mice haven't escaped." Squeak was there, of course, but Bubble wasn't, so the 2 children began to hunt about all over the playroom. Alice was nearly in tears. "He was so sweet. I did love him. Oh, Bubble, where have you gone?" Bubble heard Alice's voice, and he pressed his little pink nose against the window in the doll's house, trying to see where Alice was, and quite suddenly she saw him. "Oh, look, isn't that Bubble in my doll's house? Yes, oh, yes it is, looking out the window. Oh, Bubble, you look sweet in there, but you must come back to your nice, safe, cosy cage with Squeak." The children looked at one another. "You know," said Alice, "there's something strange about this. I know the door and windows of my doll's house were open because I opened them myself this morning. Well then, who shut them when Bobble got in? Whoever was it that caught him in there?" They looked around at the toys sitting so still and quiet in the playroom. Alice looked hard at the sailor doll. "He's got a wider smile than usual on his little face," she said. "Sailor doll, I'm sure you caught the mouse. Thank you very much. I shall let you go home with Ian to play with his toys as a reward." So he did, and when the sailor doll came back, he had quite a few stories to tell the other toys. It was a very, very good reward, wasn't it?